Welcome, everybody, to our November 24th Board of Trustees meeting. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I know a lot of people are traveling this week, and I'm sure our Board of Trustees want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and safe travels. And I'm sure you're all watching from your phones tonight. And so our item number one is public comment. If you're here to comment on any item tonight, you please come up to the podium, my right, your left. And if you could keep it to 3 minutes, we would appreciate it. Don, welcome.
Don Eller, 7145 Glen Grove. I know December 8th, we're going to be looking at the Enclave project, and I just wanted to follow up with one thing with you guys. Back in one of the design board meetings early on, there was a request to make a noise study, and I haven't seen anything. I just wonder if anybody's going to follow that up or anything I need to do. Came up, I think, in the second design board meeting.
Okay.
All I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No further public comment. We'll close public comment and move to the consider consent agenda, item number 2. I'll ask for a motion or comment on the consent agenda.
Just like to remove item D.
Item number D. Okay, thank you, Mark. Item number D will remove. Can I have a motion to approve items A, B, and C, please?
So moved.
Support. Support. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Thank you. That passes 7-0. Item number 3, the 48th District Court formal budget presentation. Welcome, Patrick Dunn, Clerk of the Court.
Thank you so much for having me tonight. It's a pleasure to see you all. My name is Patrick Dunn. I'm the Court Administrator for the 48th District Court. I'm here tonight to present the court's budget for 2026 as proposed. I hope that you've all had an opportunity to review the budget packet that we did provide. It's the opportunity that the judges and I like to take to not only provide you with like the highlights of what's occurred at the courthouse over the last year, as well as some of the legislative changes and things that have occurred that affect the court processing of cases, but to also provide you with the amount of money that the court is proposing to allow us to operate the court efficiently and appropriately based on laws and statutes in the operating agreement between the funding units. I know that there is the display here on the screen. If anyone wants to go over any pages that are in the report, I'm happy to answer any questions that are in there. As I indicated, we do believe that this is the amount of money that the court will need in order to operate efficiently, and we are requesting that the budget be accepted tonight. And I'm available to answer any questions that you may have.
Okay, thank you, Patrick. Any questions for Patrick? No. If not,
That's good.
Thank you.
I'll just, your report is certainly provides all the information. It's very meticulous and certainly realistic, and I certainly ready to make a motion that we approve as presented.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 7-0. Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Say hi to the judges for us,
I
please.
will. Have a
Thank
good
you.
holiday.
You too.
Thank you,
Take
too.
care.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Item number 4, consider approval of Axon Enterprise contract presented by our chief, James Gallagher. Welcome. No, it doesn't matter. Dan, you got Dan and?
Yeah.
got
With
the
me
force
today
with
is
you. The
Captain
force
Dan.
is with you.
Yeah, Captain Dan Brown and Sergeant Tom Smiley have been kind of the spearheading the project here with the Axon contract. So, as you know, we've met many times with our board. Tonight, presented in front of you is our new Axon contract that we're asking to be approved. This contract is a new contract for us. We already have Axon products in our vehicles now. We have body-worn cameras, our in-car cameras, as well as our recording, in-house recording interview rooms are all Axon already. Our current tasers are obsolete. They are probably 10-plus years old. On the old system, up till 21, we were on what we call the 5-year TAP program with Axon, which means we paid for the tasers a lump sum at the beginning, and then every year we had 2 fees that we paid that totaled about 10 grand. One was for cartridges every year, and then there was another one to continue the program. So we basically paid half up front and paid over the time. Well, that program ended in '21. At that time, we purchased our tasers, or they had been purchased to that program, and we've just kept them in really good shape till now. But unfortunately, we're 2 generations behind, I should say. There's the Taser 7 that has been out, and now the Taser 10 is the current model. And it's time for ours to be replaced. We actually got to see the new one in action not too long ago in a scene, and how much safer the new technology is today, not only for the officers, but for the individuals. So in front of you is the Axon proposal. It's a 10-year proposal. And just to give you a couple little highlights on that, it's a $3.1 million proposal. Axon went to a paid, a subscriber type program now. So every officer has to have a license, and in order to go to the new tasers, you have to shoot 12 cartridges with that, and so along with that comes the extra costs with taser. Just for those that don't know, Axon is the only taser manufacturer, so there's no other program for us to go to. I think they have about 80% of the law enforcement population when it comes to body cameras and tasers, so 100% for tasers. But anyways, the contract runs from May of 2026 through April 30th, 2036. The total price for the 10-year contract is about $3.1 million. This included a 15% bundle, discount bundle for us if we sign this contract before December 31st. With that, they will prorate it, so we have no payments due until until our new budget year comes on. Our contracts for our body-worn cameras and our in-car cameras are up in May anyways of next year, if that helps anything. How Axon does this now is that this year we receive all brand-new equipment once we sign this contract. That includes 55 body-worn cameras, 27 in-car cameras, and 25 tasers. It includes the virtual reality training platform that we can supplement, so we don't have to shoot 12 cartridges. We can only shoot 6, and then the other can be used on the virtual reality platform. It's a great program they have going now. But anyways, we can use that VR program, though, as actually training with virtual reality. So that is a added bonus to it. So with that, we get refresh on our body cameras and our virtual reality every 2 years, every 2.5 years of the contract. And at the 5th year mark, we get new in-car cameras. Along the way, as things upgrade in software and technology, if it doesn't so great, they then replace it as well without any added cost to us. So again, we're asking tonight that you approve this contract. We know it's an increase for us, but it's a necessary increase, and the tasers are an extremely important program with us and our body-worn cameras that we already have.
Yeah, and as you said, Jimmy, they've moved away from the purchase to a subscription model. Right?
On everything.
Which changes, it's a game changer.
It's a game changer, and I know we've invited some of the elected officials to some of these meetings with us to see the actual increase in cost and the technology advancements that they've made. And again, we've cut, the initial cost, if we went with their entire platform, was I think 4.9 million-ish over the 10 years if we were to do the AI platform and then the drone as first responders. And, there's still a lot of unknown with AI. Supreme Court hasn't made any rulings yet on AI. I just don't think we personally want to get into that yet. I still believe in the human contact with our
And the
people.
current tasers we have are pretty much becoming obsolete.
They're
right?
obsolete. They're not serviced anymore. We have
And
the
they're not-
X26s, they're called.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm not even sure that they would, liability-wise, that they would even back us anymore on them.
Yeah.
We've made them, we've done it, and we use a pool. So we have a pool. We don't buy every officer taser. A lot of agencies, every officer, we have a pool of tasers that they select every day. And so we've been able to make ours last a really long time, so.
Any questions?
On that point, I wanted to thank you guys and your entire team for taking such good care of the equipment that the township purchases, and extending the life of those is great, but at the same time, they are really important and only non-lethal force option that you have. And having a reliable working non-lethal force option, it protects the health and welfare of the community. and the health and welfare of our officers. It's really an essential investment. So-
Yeah, and, I can just give you a real brief. When we had an incident about a month ago, October 2nd, Oakland County SWAT team assisted us on a call with an individual that had, was in a room with several knives. Our tasers would not have been effective. The new taser, the way the technology works, it was affected on their end, but we needed another agency to be able to do that for us. We were fortunate enough that Oakland County had that new technology, so it was a benefit to us in that situation.
Yeah, that was a big man.
Yes, with a lot of knives.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
I have a question regarding, how is it safer for individuals and the officers?
The way the current tasers work, we have about 15 feet, maybe maximum 18-foot range of spread for that taser. The farther I am away from you, the larger that spread's going to be. I don't know, Mark, how familiar you are with the technology. The current ones are individual probes that are shot out. So those are, if I'm aiming it at somebody, we can see where we're going to hit that.
Okay.
The way we have now, you almost have to turn the taser on the side the way the cartridges are. In addition, if somebody's wearing bulky clothing, or if they're even wearing this type of sweatshirt and they're running from us or doing something, it may bounce off the one we currently have. You have to go to a whole new cartridge and put it on. You get 2 shots because that's all they have. The new one has 10 cartridges right in it, and they're individually fired. So
It's one shot.
it's
There's
one
no
shot.
two
You have
prongs.
to
It's
deploy
one-
it twice.
It's
There's
one
not-
prong, right?
Correct. 1 prong at a time. 2 have to be in contact with the individual for it to make its intermuscular impact.
You have to run
It's
it's got
complete circuit.
Complete circuit.
So just the technology is totally different than what we're using today.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Nice. Any other?
Oh, I'm sorry, there's one other piece with that. Included on here, I'm sorry, Dan, yes, there's a new redaction software. Our records clerks currently, last year I just was told they processed in the PD alone over 700 FOIAs. That redaction software that they currently use is, they have to manually go through. So anytime we do a redaction, if our computer screen is showing from a body-worn camera, they have to go through and manually through that whole video and highlight out that computer screen or the radio traffic. Now, if they want to say Chief Gallagher's name's anywhere said in that camera, in that thing, they can type my name, and it'll that's the AI platform part of it, will find my name or my face if it was that person, and it'll automatically blur for them. So that's an added cost as well per user, per officer. But I think it will be we should have had that a long time ago. Thanks, Dan.
I'd like to make a motion that we go with the Axon purchase request as submitted.
Support.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Passes 7-0. Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot.
Appreciate
And thanks
it.
for your guys'
Thank
participation
you.
in the process.
No, thank you. Item number 5, introduction of our fiscal year 2027 preliminary budget presented by Jason Tice. Welcome, Jason, Finance Director.
Good evening. So in the packet was the fiscal year 2027 preliminary budget. It's required to be made public and presented to the board no later than 120 days out from the beginning of your fiscal year. So for us, that's December 1st. Like I said, it was in your packet. I don't have a presentation. This is more of an introduction of that budget. It's very, very preliminary at this point, even more so than the last 5-6 years, and that's because we still have the majority of our union contracts under negotiation, with only one settled at this point to completion. And the personnel costs and the benefits are a huge portion of our budget each year. So it's in the packet. I can take any specific questions if you had something on what was included. Other than that, I don't have anything.
Okay, but just to be clear, this is just the start of the process where we'll have lots of questions going forward. Plus, you'll have more information as the numbers develop with all the new contracts that we're entering into, correct?
Correct. We'll be doing a lot more work on this between December and
Yeah.
February.
Right, and with the new contracts that we're working on, and we've approved some, we still have some to go, that will have changed the budget and so we'll have a better idea, probably, hopefully after January.
Yep.
And as previously, historically, we will have study sessions on it later.
Okay.
Well, and it makes sense that if you don't have all your labor contracts and all the medical, because one of the things I noticed was that the percentage of jump per department for healthcare specifically was like, some departments it was only 10%, and some it was up like more like 20%. But that may have to do with staffing numbers, and there's a lot more that's going to go into this before we get it
Correct.
all
Yeah.
pinned down. All right, thank you, Jason.
Absolutely.
Any further questions?
Okay.
It's no motion, right?
No motion?
No
Okay.
motion.
No action tonight.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
I do
Oh,
have
Mark?
a question about the, the 2026 adopted budget. The transfers,
No, Mark, let me interrupt you for a minute. We're only discussing and introducing the 2027 budget. If you have a question on the 2026, can you maybe email us so we can get back to you with an answer?
isn't the Uniform Budget and Accounting Act requires the submittal of the previous year, current year, and next year? So when we are talking about it, all items should be on the table.
I think you're right. When we start to get into our budget discussions, I think absolutely agree. Okay. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 6, consider approval of the resolution adopting the property tax collection oversight short policy presented by our Township Treasurer, Michael Shostak.
Thank you. In your packet tonight is a resolution regarding our property tax collection policy as it relates to over and under payments. Believe it or not, even in today's day and age, there are people who don't correctly pay their taxes. And the typical process is if a payment comes in too high, significantly so, we process a refund for the portion that is over the amount owed. And if an amount comes in too short, we notify the taxpayer and attempt collection until February 28th, after which all unpaid taxes are turned over to the Oakland County Treasurer for collection. And we are made whole by the treasurer through their tax revolving fund. So what I'm asking for is a policy, and this is more to codify a policy that has been in place and has worked well, that basically payments that are within $10 of the amount due that we would take no action on because of the time and effort that it would go into having to deal with these payments. So basically what we would do is all of the overpayments and underpayments, we would net them out against each other, and then they typically work out to a very small number. I could probably find the line item in the budget where we report it, but it's a very small number.
Michael, do you find that people may underpay or overpay by mistake, or?
Yeah, a lot of times it's by mistake, and
Like they just, what do you call it, transcribe numbers,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. So if we're talking about a significant amount of money, we go through the process of sending them a refund, and if it's a significant enough underpayment, we will send them a notice that they are underpaid, and we will attempt to collect it through February 28th. What I'm asking for is for payments that are within $10 that we take no action because of the time and effort that's required to process those small amounts. Now, if somebody realizes I'm asking for 60 days. So if somebody realizes within 60 days, hey, I overpaid my taxes by 25 cents and I want that money back, and they call my office, we will go through the process of cutting a check and getting them 25 cents. But what I'm asking for is that we would not have to take proactive action in that case. Likewise, that if somebody underpays by 25 cents or 50 cents, we're not going to go through the time of printing and sending through the mail, which would cost more than that, a bill saying you owe us 60 cents or something like that, that we would just write that off. So that's what I'm asking for tonight.
And that makes a lot of sense, and funny enough, probably 20 years ago, I received a call from your office before it was your office, and I had transposed like 63 cents is 36 cents or something so minuscule.
Yeah.
And they called me, and I felt stupid, and, I at that time, I paid that amount. But the time and labor involved and in the billing process and all that. But something that I was curious to ask you, I understand, and I think it makes a lot of sense, what you're proposing. But something that I know, like doctor's offices and places, if you don't have at least a $5 or $10 balance, they don't bill you. But the next time you go in, and now it adds to that, or they tell you when you're in person, it kind of carries over. So whether you undered or overed less than $10 in this policy, couldn't we just, instead of even dealing with it at all, just let it ride through? So then the next time the bill is, $5 more or $5 less, as opposed to any of the refunding and writing off, that it just carries over.
So in fact, that's what we do with the water bills, because it's a continuous billing every quarter. We're billing them for the same service. And so if somebody overpays or underpays, we just put it on their account. And if they have a credit balance, it applies to the next bill, whatever.
Makes sense.
Because property taxes are a different animal, where we've got a period from December 1st through February 28th that we can collect it. We can't collect it after that. It goes to the county. At that point, it's no longer, we can't create an account for them, nor could we carry it over from year to year.
Okay.
So this is specific to property taxes. But any other payment, especially the water bills, because that's the other major thing that we bill for, that's absolutely what we do. If somebody overpays or underpays, we just,
Let it ride.
it's on their account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Yep. So,
If anybody else, anything, I'll make a motion on this.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Great. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 7-0. Okay, then we have item D from the consent agenda, approval payroll and vouchers from November 24th. Mark?
My no vote still stands. My main concern is the third quarter expenditures and the additional payments that are required to keep public safety and road fund whole. And it's also, what's also interesting is I went back and I took a deeper look at the quarterly reports, and public safety's expenses at the end of last year were $41 million. It included transfers out. The line item for transfers out were not included in the quarterly reports. And going back and looking at the audit numbers that are in today's meeting, the $28 million in revenue for the general fund included the transfers in. At least that's what it appears, except they don't include the line item. What's really curious are the transfers that are going out from the general fund are not included. The expenses are still there in the second and third quarter. This second quarter, public safety was down 16 million, and they started with 14 million. So that means where'd the other 2 million come from? The board should be aware of where we are at balance-wise, especially when it comes to expenditures. Dirk Beckerleg advised that we could utilize fund surpluses to make those payments, but the board does need to be notified that it's occurring, because you never know when an emergency happens. And we need to know what's really available in December before we collect the February payments. So for now, my no vote will be standing.
Thank you, Mark.
Make a motion, we accept payroll and vouchers as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Nay.
6-1. Thank you. And now we move for,
we
here you go,
adjourn.
Val, you want to hit it this time?
Yeah.
All right, we move for adjournment.
Support.
Let's go. Done. Thank you. Way to go. All right, everybody have a happy